Once again, Justin Trudeau has banned our Rebel News reporters from asking him questions. This time he's banning us from his daily press scrum about the pandemic. So once again, we're taking him to court. Today, we filed a lawsuit at the Federal Court of Canada. I'm making this video because I need your help. There are 3 ways you can help. First, go to letusreport.com and read our 9-page lawsuit there. See for yourself the arguments we're making. Second, at that same website, you can also sign our petition to Let Us Report, but frankly, I'm skeptical a petition alone will work. Trudeau is committed to censoring journalists he doesn't like, which is why we're suing. And if history is any guide, he's going to deploy a whole team of government lawyers at taxpayers' expense to try to stop us. That's the third thing I really need your help with. If you could help us level the playing field by chipping in to cover our legal expenses that I predict will cost us more than $20,000. You can do that at letusreport.com too. Thank you very much. But let me back up a bit. You might remember that Trudeau nationalized the election debates last year. They were always run by media organizations before, but Trudeau took them over and ran them as a government agency. It was immediately clear why. That way Trudeau could let in reporters he likes and keep out the reporters he hates. For example, Trudeau accredited not 1, but 3 journalists from the OPEC dictatorship of Qatar, their state broadcaster Al Jazeera. He let them in to cover a Canadian debate. Trudeau let in more than 80 people from Canada's CBC state broadcaster too. Obviously, they're his team. But our 2 Rebel News reporters, Cian Bexte and David Menzies, they were banned, along with another independent reporter, Andrew Lawton from True North. We were told the ban on the Friday, right before the debate on the following Monday. So we had to rush into the Federal Court of Canada with an emergency lawsuit the morning of the debates. The hearing was that same afternoon. And incredibly, Judge Russell Zinn sided with us and made a court order demanding that Trudeau let in our reporters. And wouldn't you know it, Cian, David, and Andrew asked the best questions of the night and actually asked the most questions. It was a huge victory for freedom of the press and a slap back at Trudeau's censorship. Later, we learned that Trudeau spent over $131,000 tax dollars to fight us in court with 5 lawyers. I don't know how they managed to bill that much money. Maybe they were from SNC Lavalin or Bombardier or something. Our lawyers cost us $18,000 for that hearing, which is a fair amount of money, but Trudeau's lawyers cost 7 times more to run the same half-day trial, and they got thumped. Boy, was Trudeau ever furious. He never forgave us. Trudeau won the election, but he was humiliated. He was reduced to a minority government, and he decided to get even. My book about him, called The Libranos, went on to #1 at the Amazon.ca bestseller list. #1. So Trudeau had his election commissioner summon me to an interrogation at a high-security facility in Quebec, where 2 former senior RCMP officers grilled me for an hour about my book. Little did they know, I secretly taped them making their threats, including when they refused to rule out a police raid on our Rebel News offices. So it really wasn't any surprise when Trudeau banned us again from attending his daily pandemic press conference. He prefers government journalists. By that I mean the CBC state broadcaster and newspapers that take Trudeau's bailout money, because look, if you take money from Trudeau, you're not too likely to ask him tough questions, are you? Here's an example of a couple of softball questions that Trudeau's hand-picked journalist pets asked him. Trudeau has bungled everything with this pandemic, but what these approved media party journalists want to ask him about is why he's not banning imports of hand sanitizer that aren't bilingual?
Good morning, Mr. Trudeau. Health Canada yesterday decided to lift certain restrictions with respect to cleaning products. And the official languages committee says that this is about people's safety. Why was that decision made? And why should there not be proper information on products coming in from the United States?
That's your question, asked multiple times? Are you serious? Here's another reporter literally asking Trudeau if he's working too hard. You know, he's staying at home all day in his pajamas. Are you burned out? Are you okay?
You're speaking to us every day. The Deputy Prime Minister is either having meetings or speaking to us. Dr. Tam is speaking to us virtually every day. What are you guys doing to prevent burnout? I mean, there's no way you can continue at this pace. Are you drawing up some sort of rota?
No wonder Trudeau refuses to have regular sittings of Parliament. He gets to stay home answer only puffball questions from journalists he usually pays. But here's the key point. Trudeau himself isn't censoring us. He instructed the nonpartisan, neutral civil service to censor us, and that's how and why we're suing. I can understand Trudeau using his own political discretion to ignore us. I don't think I would ever ask a court to command Trudeau to personally answer our questions any more than a court would command Donald Trump to answer questions from CNN. By the way, Trump spars with CNN almost every day. I think he likes it. Trudeau is a bit more of a coward. But I'm not asking Trudeau to talk to us. I'm asking the public service, the so-called nonpartisan bureaucrats who work for the government of Canada, not the Liberal Party, to stop blocking us. It's the government of Canada that operates the call-in system for the press conference. They're the ones who are doing the censoring, and that's how we're going to win this lawsuit. It's one thing for a politician to ignore us or blacklist us from personal events. If the Liberal Party has a Christmas get-together, I wouldn't expect to be invited. But this is the government of Canada now, not the Liberal Party. It's career civil servants doing the screening, where reporters from around the country call in, just like our reporters do, and civil servants are blocking us. It would be like a hospital refusing to take patients, or the electricity company refusing to hook up a house, or a school refusing to take students based on politics. You can't ban us from a government service that's available to everyone. We've called that Trudeau conference call number more than 20 times, and they block us every time while they give Trudeau's hand-picked allies questions almost every day. It's just like they tried to do with the election debates. It was illegal then, and it's illegal now, and that's why we're suing. And we've got the same two legal eagles who won that case last year fighting for us again. You know, when Justice Zinn ordered Trudeau to let us in the debates, Trudeau actually wound up answering our questions, sort of. By contrast, the leader of the Bloc Québécois, he refused to answer our questions. That's fine. I would never ask a court to make a politician actually forced to answer a question. We just wanted the neutral civil service to let us in the building for the debates. Same thing here. Technically, we're not even suing Trudeau personally. We're suing Trudeau's Privy Council Office, or PCO, as it's called, to stop blocking our phone calls, to treat us as neutrally as any citizen can be expected to be treated by a government bureaucrat. That's what's so gross here. Trudeau has made the bureaucracy into partisan errand boys for him. That happens to be illegal. So go to letusreport.com. Read the lawsuit for yourself. Sign our petition. And please, if you can, chip in to help us fight against the army of lawyers that Trudeau will throw at this. I promise you, I'll keep you up to date. Thanks. Trudeau is banning reporters he doesn't like from press conferences, so we're suing him. Go to letusreport.com to see our lawsuit and help us fight against his censorship.